eat with the people, they said. Well, today we are enjoying a cranberry walnut with raspberry vinaigrette with baby lettuce, baby greens, feta cheese, flatbread chips, dried cranberry, and walnuts. I hate when people eat on here and they don't tell me what they're eating or where they got it at. So, I don't really like walnuts, but the rest of it looks good. Okay, so let's get into this. I was listening to David Gunter's podcast today, and he made some really great points as discussing Teresa walking off of the morning Chicago news station after being asked about not paying taxes for 3 years. And he said what we all have, collectively come together and know as bloggers is that when Teresa had her dirtbag attorney that she was paying, he would prep the podcaster, the news station, whomever it was, basically giving them a list of do's and don'ts on what they could and could not ask her. And I can contest 1000% that this is accurate information because a long time ago, I had a friend in the blogger community that was going to do an interview with Teresa way before I had met her and was really, blogging and doing what I do now. And she told me how difficult it was dealing with Teresa and her attorney, that it wasn't even Teresa that was difficult dealing with, it was her attorney. And she was like, literally, she was supposed to come on my podcast. I spoke to her, she seemed very kind, but we had to go, talk to her attorney first. She's like, he wanted to have a whole meeting before the podcast. There were all these restrictions on what we could and could not ask her about, or what we could and could not talk to her about. And having had some experience in the Bravo world, the blogger was like, that's not really that normal. Like, there shouldn't be so many stipulations to the point where it's like almost too difficult. It's not even worth it to even try to interview her. And I don't even think that they ended up going through with the actual podcast. So I do believe that a lot of the times Teresa was she thought she was like that it girl out of New Jersey, and that she basically could do and say what she wanted, and if she didn't want to talk about something in an interview, then that was that. And now the tables have turned, because you know how those tables, what Larsa Pittman say in Real Housewives of Miami, those tables, they always end up turning, right? And so now the tables have turned, and she needs the money. She doesn't have the luxury of giving a list of questions or things and topics that she's not willing to talk about. And David said, now that she doesn't have the money to pay her dirtbag attorney, right? It's like she doesn't have a PR person. Like, where are her David, she never did. That's what was so shocking when I first started doing all of this, was she never had a PR person. I think that probably Carrie Ann, who is no longer with her, was probably the closest thing that she had to a PR person out of her whole team, except for Jim, because he's considered an entertainment attorney. So, anyways, listen to this clip.
In Chicago, asked her, let me just get it. He said, after the New Jersey question, he said, how does a family go for years without paying taxes? And Teresa, thinking on her feet, she's really smart, the pea brain, says, whose family? Whose family are you talking about? And I don't know what she thought the guy was going to say when she asked that question. He said, your family. So they ask her about the upcoming show to sell her tickets. They ask her about RHONJ, and then the guy says, how does a family go several years without paying taxes? And she says, whose family? Whose family are you talking about? And he says, your family. I'm talking about your family. Your family, who apparently you owe $3 million in taxes. And she couldn't believe the question. And she was like, okay, that's it, I'm out. So then she starts to shut off her phone. She's on Zoom. She flips the phone around. She can't get to it fast enough. She shuts down the phone and she walks out. Now, so that's what happened. A couple of things are happening here. Kudos to him for asking the question, right? That's like